London AIM-listed IronRidge Resources, which is an Africa-focused mining exploration company, has seen shares rise more than 30%. It did so yesterday at one point after news around its flagship lithium and also gold projects. The chief executive and managing director and 4% owner of the business is Vincent Mascota. He joins us on the line now from Sydney. What a day yesterday in the market's view. This is quite a bit of news coming through from the lithium project, Vincent. My understanding is you're now suggesting we could well see over $100 million of earnings a year. Not bad for a company which has a market capitalization here in London of just 78 million sterling. Explain what's been happening.
Well, a lot of hard work behind the scenes, Jeremy. Yes, you're absolutely right, and you've just hit the nail on the head. As we firmly believe, we are hugely undervalued just on the lithium project itself. But we're very excited about the scoping study, which has produced a robust post-tax NPV of in excess of 340 million, average EBITDA earnings of about 105 million annually, with a life of mine EBITDA in the order of 850 million. But also excellent life of mine revenues in excess of 1.5 billion, and a mining project that ticks all the boxes. We are the lithium project in Africa. We are very durable, and that's by virtue of, and what the study has revealed is that we tick all the boxes and the key criteria, the key elements of any successful project that will test the times of commodity pricing and volatility. So, we've identified our project as adjacent to the coast. It's adjacent exceptional infrastructure. It has exceptional metallurgy and geology. There's multiple high voltage power lines adjacent to the site. It's 1 kilometre from the national highway, which takes you to the deep sea port of Takoradi, which is only 110 kilometres away. So that's why we're getting these robust numbers. And it's all those key elements together that have delivered this phenomenal result yesterday, and happily well received by the market.
Yeah, absolutely well received by the markets indeed. Just explain what happens now, because there is a lot of water to pass out of the bridge, of course, for any company that's in your position and then wants to start to produce. How do you envisage the next several months and possibly years going before you do start to see those sort of returns?
Look, those returns are, we need to progress to development, obviously. But we are seeing a lot of interest in our project, given the robust numbers. But what we have been doing in the downturn, and funnily enough, Jeremy, we were talking about this project nearly 2 years ago at the height of the first lithium wave, and I was singing the praises of our first drill hole of 130 metres, and now it's taking us 2 years to develop the numbers around that. But what we do see happening now is, in accordance with our exploration business model, we bring the projects in, we de-risk them, and then we have the optionality in how we're going to divest them. So the options on the table for us at the moment are offtake agreements, royalty agreements, pathway to production joint venture agreements, outright sale, some sort of farm-in, farm-out type arrangement. These are all opportunities that are currently on the table being explored by the company. So we certainly aren't short of optionality, and hopefully the interest that we've received since before Christmas, that will develop a lot quickly. But in respect of timelines to development, given COVID and no one really wanted to know about lithium at the beginning of last year, what we addressed was what are the low capital cost items which can shorten our lead times to development. So we have been specifically focusing on that. So our environmental monitoring is more than 12 months in train, so that goes towards a mining lease application. And unbeknownst to most to the marketplace, we carried on with light capital cost auger reconnaissance drilling, which identified 7 new targets, and we started drilling those targets last week, and we got a hole in one, with the first one hitting significant mineralisation and continuity. So we're looking very, very promising at the moment for this project.
Just remind us, why is lithium so much of a hot topic?
Well, it's a fundamental for the EV revolution, and to be honest, we actually like the stored energy space. We think that's going to have a profound effect throughout Africa. We did a big study on Africa. It's called the Lights of Africa initiative. We did that a couple of years ago when we were getting into the lithium space. And it's basically, it's going to circumvent the infrastructure requirements for power from big, expensive capital public projects. So, yeah, look, Europe, the EV space, I mean, it's all going green now. The car manufacturers are ramping up, but I think you're going to see a huge progression to the stored energy space, and every house will become a power generator. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely, and indeed, we're talking more and more about it from a reporting side as well. I mean, clearly, lithium is a really hot topic. I do want to get onto the gold subject as well, because you've got another project that you're working on. This one in the Ivory Coast. Explain what's happening with gold, because that also looks like you've got some good news. These gold intercepts.
Yeah, look, Zaranou is shaping up to be a world-class project. We really think we've got 47 kilometres of strike. We acquired this project in March last year, and immediately we progressed to drilling. I think our campaign, we were planning around 50,000 metres of drilling. We've upped that and had 3 drill rigs running simultaneously throughout the pandemic, and we're now broaching nearly 90,000 metres. That program will finish at the end of January. But we took a different strategy because we have a high weathered profile. So the top from surface to say 90 metres is effectively a free dig. Go and dig in the garden and put it through a mill. And that was what we call our early ounces strategy. And we've hit some phenomenal grades. So that early ounces strategy from surface to 90 metres is effectively a free dig operation and will underpin the value of the project. But what we've also been focusing is what is the source below that level feeding the top 90 metres, and we're starting to understand that geology and hit those grades now. So, you know, Zaranou has delivered across four key projects that we've now identified, and that's only 12 kilometres of a 47 kilometre strike zone that we've mineralised strike zone that we've identified. So, you know, we've hit 16 metres. It's nearly 7 grams per tonne from 100 metres depth, and that's in the fresh zone. In the early ounces strategy, we just hit 68 metres at 1.4 grams per tonne from 20 metres. These are significant grades and very mineable grades from surface. But then when you're getting into depth, you know, at Yakase, our new prize target, we hit 28 metres at 4 grams, just over 4 grams per tonne from 124 metres down. So this project is really shaping up, and we can't wait to keep sinking deeper holes in so we can understand the mineralisation of depth, which is shaping up very nicely. This project is potentially huge and is gaining a lot of interest from major players globally.
Just one final headline. I noticed this morning that there has been an announcement that you have converted some warrants. I think I've already said at the top you're a 4% shareholder, and I think you've been dealing this morning, haven't you, in shares? Explain what's been happening.
Oh, right. So, yeah, we did a capital raising in May last year, and a part of that capital, what we call the COVID-19 capital raising, and we issued some incentive warrants with those investors willing to share the pain during COVID. We've now called on them. Warrants have, I guess, have been perceived as a bit of an overhang in the company. We should definitely be higher than where we are today. So we put a strategy forward late last year on an approach which we were going to take. So we secured underwriters. 2 of those, a third-party underwriter, and then also myself and our chairman, Neil Herbert. We elected to take 25% each of the underwriting, and that's it. There's no overhang in the warrants. They're done. Cash is in the bank effectively. So we've just raised just shy of another £4 million, and that money will now be used to fast-track our initiatives in Chad, which is also another spectacular project, and we can talk about that another time when we have more time, Jeremy. But it'll also be to advance our studies and progress our lithium project to the next stage, and then we're also completing our extensive drilling program in Côte d'Ivoire. So yeah, lots going on, and we're operating in all jurisdictions concurrently. So yeah, very busy time for IronRidge. And we certainly believe 2021 is going to be the year for IronRidge.
Yeah. One final question has to be around the share price. So we just show a share price chart at 18.75 pence this morning. It's holding pretty much on to the gains that we saw yesterday. What's the message to shareholders?
We're hugely undervalued at the moment when you look at the asset base. Don't worry about the conversion of warrants. We're an exploration company, but the key deliverable there is after 3 years of developing our suite of assets across Ghana, Côte d'Ivoire and Chad, which is effectively 5 companies in one, we actually have the asset base to support many multiples of our current market cap. So yeah, the message is stay strong. If you're not in, now is the time to get into the stock, as there's significant upside and news flow to come.
Look, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to talk to you, Vincent. We've got to leave it there, but thanks indeed for joining us with this update from IronRidge Resources. Congratulations on the news. Clearly, you've got your work cut out for you now, and we look forward to speaking to you again when you get some more news in around the lithium project and this projection that you've got. Congratulations on the news. Thanks for joining us. That's Vincent Mascola. He's the Chief Executive and Managing Director of IronRidge Resources. For more videos from us here at IGTV, join us on Twitter at IGTV and subscribe to our YouTube channel.